The sun was setting in Africa, making the sky look orange and purple. A guy stood there, looking small against the pretty view. He held something strange, a shiny silver unicycle. This was it, the big moment. Could I, a guy who couldn't even walk and chew gum at the same time, learn to ride this one-wheeled thing? The unicycle, I quickly learned, wasn't easy to ride. You needed balance, good movement, and a lot of patience. It was a contraption that seemed deceptively simple at first glance, but the moment you tried to mount it, you realized the complexity involved. The unicycle demanded your full attention, your complete focus. Every muscle in your body had to work in harmony to keep you upright. It was a dance, a delicate ballet of coordination and control, and to be a little brave. The fear of falling was ever present, a constant companion that whispered doubts into your ear. But bravery wasn't just about ignoring that fear, it was about acknowledging it and pushing forward anyway. It was about getting back on the unicycle after every fall, no matter how many times you hit the ground. It was about resilience, about perseverance. One wrong move, and you were done for. The unicycle was unforgiving. A slight shift in weight, a momentary lapse in concentration, and you would find yourself tumbling to the ground. It was a harsh teacher, but an effective one. Every fall was a lesson, every mistake an opportunity to learn. It taught you to be mindful, to be present in the moment. It taught you the value of precision, of careful, deliberate action, or more accurately, flat on your back in the African dirt. The ground was hard, unyielding, and it left you with bruises and scrapes. But those bruises were badges of honor, marks of your determination. They were reminders of your journey, of the challenges you faced and overcame. They were proof of your courage, of your willingness to step out of your comfort zone and try something new. But something about how simple it was, how crazy it seemed, made me want to try. The unicycle was an enigma, a puzzle that begged to be solved. It was a challenge that called out to me, that dared me to conquer it. It was a test of my skills, of my determination, and I was drawn to it, irresistibly pulled towards the challenge it presented. It was a chance to prove myself, push my limits and see how far I could go. It made me want to try. The more I thought about it, the more determined I became. I could see myself riding the unicycle, balancing effortlessly, moving with grace and precision. It was a vision that fueled my determination, that kept me going even when the going got tough. It was a goal that I was determined to achieve no matter how many times I fell, no matter how many bruises I collected along the way. It was a challenge, a test. And I never say no to a challenge. The unicycle was more than just a mode of transportation. It was a symbol of my determination, of my willingness to take on the impossible. It was a testament to my resilience, to my ability to keep going even when the odds were against me. It was a reminder that no challenge was too great, no obstacle too insurmountable. It was a lesson in perseverance, in the power of the human spirit. And I never say no to a challenge. The unicycle was a fickle beast of balance, a test of my skills and my determination. But it was also a journey, a path that led me to discover new strengths, new abilities. It was a reminder that the greatest challenges often lead to the greatest rewards, that the hardest paths often lead to the most beautiful destinations. And so, I embraced the challenge, took a deep breath, and got back on the unicycle, ready to face whatever came next. My first tries were, well, really bad. I remember the first time I decided to try riding a unicycle. It was a sunny afternoon and I thought it would be a fun challenge. Little did I know how difficult it would be. I had seen people riding unicycles in the park and thought, how hard could it be? But as soon as I got on, I realized I was in for a tough time. I got on the unicycle like a hippo trying to dance ballet. My arms flailed wildly as I tried to find my balance. I wobbled back and forth, my legs shaking uncontrollably. It felt like I was trying to balance on a tightrope while juggling flaming torches. Every muscle in my body was tense, and I could feel the sweat starting to form on my forehead. I took a deep breath and tried to focus, but it was no use. I just ended up with my arms and legs all over the place, and then I hit the ground. The impact was jarring, and I felt a sharp pain in my elbow. I lay there for a moment, staring up at the sky, wondering what I had gotten myself into. I could hear the laughter of children playing nearby, and I felt a pang of embarrassment. But I wasn't ready to give up just yet. I picked myself up and dusted off my clothes. Determined to try again, I grabbed the unicycle and took a deep breath. This time, I tried to remember the tips I had read online. Keep your back straight, look ahead, and pedal smoothly. I mounted the unicycle once more, my heart pounding in my chest. "Need a hand, mister?" a voice said from behind me. I turned around to see a young boy, about 10 years old, with a big smile on his face. He had a confident air about him, and I could tell he had experience with unicycles. His presence was reassuring, and I felt a glimmer of hope. It was a young boy, about 10 years old, with a big smile. He looked at me with a mixture of amusement and encouragement. "Don't worry," he said. "Everyone falls a lot when they're starting out. The key is to keep trying and not get discouraged." "Here," he said. "I'll show you. Watch me closely." He hopped onto his own unicycle with ease, demonstrating a smooth and controlled ride. He made it look so effortless, gliding across the pavement with grace. "See? It's all about finding your center of balance and staying relaxed," he explained. I watched him intently, trying to absorb every detail of his technique. He rode back and forth a few times, then came to a stop in front of me. "Now you try," he said, offering me a reassuring nod. I took a deep breath and mounted the unicycle once more. This time, I tried to mimic the boy's movements, keeping my back straight and my eyes focused ahead. I wobbled a bit, but I could feel a slight improvement. The boy cheered me on, offering tips and encouragement. "You're doing great. Just keep practicing and you'll get the hang of it," he said. With his guidance, I felt a renewed sense of determination. I knew it would take time and effort, but I was ready to keep trying until I succeeded. The next hour was full of laughs, dust, and lots of falls. The boy, whose name was Jabari, became my teacher. He helped me a lot, saying nice things between giggles. "You'll get it," he said, wiping his eyes. "Just find your balance. Feel the wheel." Section 5. A Glimmer of Hope. The Wheel Turns. This is a story of perseverance, of trying and failing, and trying again. It's about those moments when you feel like giving up, but something inside you pushes you to keep going. It's about the small victories that make all the struggles worthwhile. And then, something amazing happened. It was as if the universe had aligned just for me. I felt a surge of energy, a spark of hope that ignited my spirit. My heart raced with excitement, and my mind was filled with possibilities. Could this be the moment I had been waiting for? For a second, I was perfectly balanced. It was a fleeting moment, but it felt like an eternity. I could feel the wind in my hair, the ground steady beneath me. I was in control, and it was exhilarating. I had never felt so alive, so free. It was as if I had found my true calling. The unicycle felt like part of my body, moving in perfect harmony with me. Every movement was fluid, every turn precise. It was as if we were one entity, working together in perfect sync. I could feel the rhythm of the wheel, the pulse of the ride. It was a dance, a symphony of motion. The wheel spinning under my feet, a blur of motion and energy. It was mesmerizing, almost hypnotic. I could feel the power of the wheel, the force of its spin. It was a reminder of the journey I had taken, the struggles I had faced. But in that moment, all I could feel was the joy of the ride. For a short, awesome moment, I was riding. The world around me seemed to fade away, and all that mattered was the ride. I felt a sense of accomplishment, a sense of pride. I had done it. I had conquered the unicycle, if only for a moment. It was a feeling I would never forget. It felt so cool. I wanted to do it again and again. The thrill of the ride was addictive, and I couldn't get enough. I wanted to relive that moment, to feel that rush of excitement over and over. It was a new passion, a new obsession. I was hooked, and I didn't want it to end. But then, reality hit. The unicycle wobbled, and I lost my balance. I could feel myself tipping, the ground rushing up to meet me. It was a harsh reminder that success is often fleeting, and failure is always just around the corner. But even as I fell, I knew I would get back up. I had tasted success, and I wanted more. Down I went again. The impact was jarring, but it didn't dampen my spirit. I had fallen before, and I would fall again. But each fall was a lesson, each failure a stepping stone. I was determined to keep trying, to keep pushing forward. I knew that with each attempt, I was getting closer to my goal. Another fall, another dust cloud. But this time, the dust didn't seem so daunting. It was a sign of progress, a mark of my journey. I knew that with each fall, I was learning, growing, becoming stronger. The wheel had turned, and I was ready for the next ride. The journey was far from over, and I was excited for what lay ahead. But I didn't give up. I had done it, even if it was just for a second. I knew I could do it again. With Jabari cheering, I got back on and kept trying. And then as the sun turned the sky red, I did it. I rode. Not just a little bit, but all the way around the open area. It felt amazing. As I stood there with the setting sun shining on me, I realized the unicycle taught me more than just balancing. It taught me to keep trying, to never give up on a dream, even if it seems impossible. It was a lesson I won't forget. So I want you to try new things. Do things that are a little scary. Try something that makes you laugh, even if you're laughing at yourself. You might surprise yourself with what you can do. As I said goodbye to Jabari and the beautiful sunset, I knew one thing. This wasn't the end, it was just, see you later. And next time, I'll be even better on that unicycle. And maybe I'll even learn some tricks. Life is an adventure, and there's a lot to explore, one wheel at a time.